Have you ever wondered why your friend might eagerly take on a dare that you would instantly refuse? Decision-making is a complex process, and our age plays a huge role in how we weigh the potential rewards against the possible dangers. A young child, a teenager, and an adult will often approach the same situation with entirely different perspectives. This is not because one person is smarter than another, but because our brains are at different stages of development. Throughout our lives, from early childhood to full adulthood, the way we calculate risk and reward is constantly changing, influencing every choice we make, from small daily decisions to life-altering gambles. Understanding these differences is key to understanding each other. Imagine a simple but daunting challenge: eating a cookie that might contain an incredibly spicy ghost pepper. The prize for taking this risk is a mystery. A 12-year-old might hesitate but ultimately decide to try it. At this age, the brain is still developing its ability to assess uncertain rewards, and the lack of negative past experiences can make them more willing to take a chance on the unknown. They might be more focused on the possibility of a fantastic prize than the definite pain of the pepper. This curiosity and openness to uncertainty is a natural part of how younger adolescents learn about their world, testing boundaries to see what happens. Now consider a 16-year-old faced with the same spicy cookie. This teenager is at a peak age for what scientists call reward sensitivity. This means the potential for a great reward feels incredibly exciting and can often overshadow the clear and present risk of the ghost pepper. The thrill of the unknown prize is magnified in their minds, making the gamble feel much more worthwhile. The teenage brain is wired to seek out new and novel experiences, and a mystery prize coupled with a daring challenge fits that description perfectly. They are not ignoring the risk. Their brain is simply placing a much higher value on the potential positive outcome. An adult, say a 21-year-old, would likely approach the cookie challenge with a more cautious mindset. With more life experience, an adult has a larger internal library of past outcomes to draw from. They can more easily simulate the consequences in their mind: the burning pain of the pepper, the temporary discomfort, and the fact that the mystery prize might be something small or insignificant. Their fully developed prefrontal cortex, the brain's main control center, helps them regulate their impulses and make a more calculated decision. For an adult, the certain pain often outweighs the uncertain gain, making them more likely to politely decline the challenge. To truly understand why a teenager might eagerly take on a risky challenge, we need to look inside their brain. During adolescence, the brain undergoes a massive and important rewiring. The parts of the brain that get excited about rewards and new experiences, known as the limbic system, mature relatively early. This is the system that makes a teenager feel a powerful rush from trying something new or succeeding at a challenge. It's the engine driving their curiosity and their desire for thrilling activities. This part of their brain is firing on all cylinders, making the world seem full of exciting possibilities that are just waiting to be explored. Let's picture another challenge: swimming across a pool filled with thick, sticky honey to win a crisp $100 bill. A young child might be fascinated by the idea, but also intimidated by the strange physical sensation. A 16-year-old, however, is likely to see this as an amazing opportunity. That $100 prize feels immensely valuable to them, perhaps more so than it would to an adult. Their highly sensitive reward system amplifies the appeal of the money, making the gooey, difficult swim seem like a small price to pay for a significant and immediate reward. The novelty of the experience itself is also a powerful draw. An adult, on the other hand, would use their more developed cognitive skills to think through the honey swim more thoroughly. They might worry about practical issues: how hard it will be to clean up, the sheer physical effort required to move through such a dense substance, and whether the $100 is truly worth the time and immense effort. Their brain is better equipped for long-term planning and weighing complex pros and cons. This more measured approach comes from experience, which teaches us to anticipate potential downsides that a teenager might not even consider. An adult's brain is simply wired to be more cautious. This difference in brain development explains why teenagers are not just being reckless. They are being guided by a brain that is perfectly primed for learning and exploration. This heightened sensitivity to rewards pushes them to leave their comfort zone, try new things, and gain the experiences they need to become independent adults. It's a feature, not a bug, of adolescent development. This drive is what encourages them to make new friends, learn new skills, and figure out who they are. The world is a classroom, and for teenagers, taking certain risks is part of the curriculum. One of the most powerful forces in a teenager's life is the influence of their friends. During adolescence, the desire for social acceptance and respect from peers is at an all-time high. This is a normal and healthy part of growing up, as friendships provide a crucial source of support and identity. However, this intense need to belong can dramatically affect a teenager's decision-making, especially when it comes to taking risks. The presence of an audience of friends can turn a simple choice into a high-stakes social performance, where the potential for embarrassment feels far more threatening than any physical danger involved. Let's imagine our final challenge: walking across a narrow balance beam suspended over a patch of poison ivy. If a teenager is alone, they might carefully consider the itchy consequences and decide it's not worth it. But what happens when their schoolmates are watching? For a teenager, especially between the ages of 14 and 16, the social calculus changes entirely. The presence of peers can weaken the brain's cognitive control center while amplifying the emotional response. The risk is no longer just about getting a rash, it's about proving their courage and gaining social status within their group. The brain science behind this is fascinating. Studies have shown that when teenagers know their peers are observing them, the reward centers of their brains light up, much like they do when anticipating a monetary prize. In this context, the reward is social approval, cheers, high fives, and the admiration of their friends. This social reward can become so overwhelmingly appealing that it makes the physical risk of the poison ivy seem minor in comparison. The teenager isn't thinking logically about long-term discomfort. They are focused on the immediate and powerful feeling of being accepted and respected by their peers. This dynamic explains why teenagers are more likely to engage in risky behaviors when they are in groups compared to when they are alone. An adult's brain is better able to maintain cognitive control even under social pressure. While an adult still cares about what others think, their sense of self is more stable and less dependent on the immediate approval of a peer group. For teenagers, however, this period of intense social sensitivity is a critical part of figuring out how to navigate complex social hierarchies. It's a time when they learn valuable, if sometimes painful, lessons about trust, loyalty, and the pressure to conform. Understanding that the teenage brain is built for exploration, novelty, and social connection is the first step in supporting them effectively. It's easy for adults to view adolescent risk-taking as simply impulsive or irrational, but it's more accurate to see it as a natural phase of development. Teenagers are not trying to be difficult. They are driven by powerful biological and psychological urges to test their limits and discover their place in the world. Their brains are pushing them to learn, adapt, and prepare for the independence of adulthood. And sometimes that process involves making choices that seem questionable to an older, more cautious mind. By recognizing the underlying drivers of their behavior, adults can guide teenagers toward healthier risks. Instead of trying to eliminate all risk-taking, which is an impossible and unhelpful goal, we can help them channel their energy into productive outlets. This could mean encouraging them to try out for a sports team, learn a musical instrument, audition for a school play, or join a debate club. These activities provide the same sense of challenge, novelty, and potential for social reward that a dare might, but they do so within a safe and structured environment where they can build skills and confidence. Communication is also incredibly important. Instead of just laying down rules, adults can have open conversations with teenagers about how to make smart decisions. This involves talking through potential scenarios, helping them think about the long-term consequences of their actions, and giving them strategies for resisting negative peer pressure. When teenagers feel that their drive for independence is respected, they are more likely to listen to guidance. It's about working with their developmental stage, not against it, helping them build the cognitive control they will need for the rest of their lives. Ultimately, the journey through adolescence is a balancing act. Teenagers need the freedom to explore and make their own mistakes in order to grow into capable and resilient adults. The role of parents, teachers, and other mentors is not to prevent every fall, but to provide a safety net. By understanding the unique workings of the teenage brain, its sensitivity to rewards, its craving for novelty, and its deep need for peer acceptance, we can better support young people. We can help them navigate this exciting but challenging time, ensuring they emerge on the other side with the wisdom and experience needed to thrive.